Hello, Wanderers. Welcome to a brand new Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series with the Roads to Power update, the long-awaited update that brings landless adventurers to the game. I am going into this practically blind. I have not played around much with this at all. Just a few minutes to really kind of figure out what I am doing. Leave your comments down below with the playthroughs that you guys have already done with the Roads to Power update, because I want to hear the stories that you guys have gotten up to. But with all that aside, who is our character and what is our story for this playthrough? Well, our character is, as you can see on the screen, Raven Rabe. He is a German mercenary known as the Raven, whose family was ousted from their lands when he was just a young man. He fought in a battle at 14 years of age where he lost his eye. Later on, he would fight in another battle and many other battles where he would gain those scars that you could see on his face. Luther is a man who will do whatever it takes to earn power, to earn money, and to get his revenge on those who have wronged him. So this is not a good guy. This is not a heroic playthrough. This is definitely going to be a little bit more of a dastardly character than we have seen before. So let's take a look at our character here in a little bit more detail. So Captain Luther, the Raven of the Black Company. Indeed, our mercenary company is called the Black Company, and we will get into their story in just a little bit. But let's take a look at Luther himself. He is ambitious, he is vengeful, he is brave, and he is callous. This is not a good guy. This is a guy who will do whatever it takes to achieve his goals. Now, although we are the leader of a mercenary company, we are not necessarily a fully martial-oriented character. We're a little bit martial, and we are a little bit intrigue as well. So this playthrough is not necessarily just going to be pure war, but there's going to be some intrigue and acts of criminality almost certainly involved in this as well. You can see here that we are an aspiring blade master. So, we are quite a capable warrior. We're 41 years of age. We've definitely done some fighting in our time. We are a torturer. This is kind of an interesting trait. And although we aren't sadistic, so we don't necessarily take pleasure in acts of torture. We certainly know how to get information out of those who are refusing to give it up. So I don't think Luther likes to torture people for fun, but he definitely knows how to do it, and he knows how to get people to talk when he wants them to. We've got a couple military traits here: military engineer, aggressive attacker, and a reaver. So obviously we've been a mercenary for a long time, probably about 20 years at this point. And so we've learned a lot in that time. And so we are quite a capable commander in war as well. We are quick and we are hale. So, obviously we're quite intelligent. We're physically fairly hardy. We've got the disfigure trait as well as the one-eyed trait. And we are a formidable fighter here. So obviously this is kind of a stacked character. But I thought that all these traits really fit into his story, and he is 41 years of age. He's living a hard life, so, he's probably not going to be with us for all that long. And so I thought, playing a character who's a little bit more of a badass, right off the bat will be a pretty cool way to start things off. We also have a unique sword, the Raven sword here. This is the sword of Luther. And it probably has just as many stories as he has. This is a character who you could imagine that books could be written about the story that took place before we jump into this campaign. Him going into battle at age 14 and all the wars he would have fought in as a mercenary during that time. That all is part of his story that came before this. And we might not know all about that, but we can imagine that this guy has had quite a crazy story up until now. So Captain Luther of the Black Company, what is the Black Company? Well, this is a company that was founded by Luther probably about 15 or so years ago. They really made a name for themselves fighting in, the eastern parts of Germany here. around Poland, Hungary, and the Eastern duchies of Germany. However, in recent years, they suffered a massive loss, and pretty much all of the Black Company was wiped out in a recent battle, leaving only a few members left and forcing Luther to have to rebuild basically from scratch. And so you can see that we don't have any retinues or anything like that. All we have are our 9 followers. So we're going to get into those characters shortly, and I will go into all of them over time. But I want to go over just a couple of the really important ones first. And then as we play through, we'll kind of get to see a few more of them as we go along. So one of the most important characters here, as you can see, we do have a son. Our son, Andrew Rabe, known as the White Raven. Well, he is not our legitimate son. He is a bastard. Now, we, had a dalliance with a tavern wench at some point, and well, Andrew is the result of that. Now, we didn't stick around to raise Andrew or anything like that. We probably didn't even know he existed, but we gave Andrew's mother a necklace, and you can see that it is in Andrew's possession, and it is called the Proof of Lineage. Now, this is a necklace we gave to Andrew's mother, and she gave it to him when she sent him off to go and find us in order to, go into our service and to make a name with his father. So we have actually only just met Andrew probably a year or so ago, like just after the Black Company was massacred. Andrew ended up finding us. So he came with that necklace and proved that he was our son. And he's an interesting character. He's greedy. He's arrogant. He's ambitious. He is a fortune builder, legitimized bastard. So he's legitimized because he brought that proof of lineage here. You can see that he is disloyal. So, like I said, we didn't raise him. He has no direct loyalty to us. He doesn't know us, he doesn't really see us as a father figure or anything like that. He has come to us to seek his fortune. And, good on him for doing so. He is gallows bait, got in trouble as a youth. He has the intelligence side of Luther, perhaps even to a greater degree. You can see, obviously, he is albino. So, his looks definitely catch him some attention. He's not a particularly skilled fighter. We have been training him, not us directly, because Luther, is not a fatherly man. He's not going to be training us. But Andrew has been trained by one of our commanders, who we are going to go into because this man is our second in command, Rodolph Rednose Galauer. Now, Rodolph is a man who has probably been with us longer than anyone. About 20 years we've fought alongside him. And he has a very similar story to us in that he was also from a German noble family. He ended up as a robber knight for some time. And eventually he fell in with Luther. The two of them joined the same mercenary company when they were younger. They became good friends, and they ended up founding the Black Company together. So Rodolph has been with us this whole time, and you can see that he is our best friend. He's our second in command. And he is the guy we rely on more than anyone. He is gregarious. He is wrathful. He is gluttonous. He's a tough soldier, so he's not like a military genius or anything like that, but he does know military matters like pretty well. He's an overseer, so obviously that's part of him like managing things. He's our lieutenant. He's our second in command, so he keeps order in the camp. He's also a reaver. He's also an organizer. So yeah, just kind of goes into that mercenary lifestyle. He's a drunkard, hence the name Red Nose. No other reason that we chose that nickname for him. He's also pretty hardy man, and he is a very skilled fighter as well, despite his drunkenness and his age here. So yeah, this is a guy that we trust pretty closely, and somebody who we will rely on hopefully for some time to come. So those are two of our probably more important characters here. Like I said, we will go into some of the rest here, but first I want to take a look at our nemesis, Margrave Otto of Mason, or Meissen, I guess. You know what? It's we're playing the base game. Expect me to be butchering the place names and things like that here, as I always do when we are playing the base game series. So Margrave Otto of Meissen here is he is the one who ousted our family from our ancestral home here in Islandburg. You can see that we will have, if we take a look at our character here, we have a claim on Osterland. This is where our family got ousted from by the Margrave here. And so he is our enemy, and we're going to hopefully get some revenge on him before he dies. At the very least, we will get revenge on his son, Albrecht, here, who, you know what, is going to inherit the rivalry almost certainly there. So that is, that's another important character there. Now, I have not played around a lot with this mod, and so I'm going to be experiencing it a lot with you. I have seen a little bit of things that I have, you know, played through a contract or two in my own time. But yeah, I have not done a lot. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking some of this out. Now, when it comes to contracts and things like that, we are going to be looking for mostly military, but we're definitely going to be diving into some criminality as well when the opportunity arises. So you can see we've set our camp purpose to swords for hire. That gives us a lower embarkation cost, which is not going to be a big deal because we're probably going to be in mainland Europe for quite a while here. We find more mercenary contracts. We find more prowess and martial contracts. We get some camp upgrades such as siege engineers, lock wagons, palisade builders, and ditch digging. This also means we can get a chief engineer and a master of spoils if we get the right camp upgrade. So mercenaries earn their coin first and foremost by the sword, usually legally, but when times are tough and all you have is an axe, that's exactly how we're going to be playing it. You know what? We are going to be looking for proper mercenary contracts, but if we can't find those, then we are not afraid to get our hands dirty. So this is kind of what distinguishes us from becoming freebooters, which is, you know, more of the straight up criminal. We are still mercenaries first and foremost, but we are not, you know, honorable mercenaries necessarily. You know, we'll honor our contracts, but, you know, that's also kind of iffy. If we got to break a contract, well, we'll do what we need to do, basically. One of the coolest things about the update is how you can choose these camp purposes, such as becoming wanderers, which you can kind of do anything you want. You can become like scullers as well, which is really interesting. And so, yeah, there's lots of different options here as well. Explorers, freebooters, like I said, legitimists. There's a lot of really cool things you can do in this mod, and I am excited to explore them over the course of many different series. And I'm sure that the modders are going to have a field day with all of these new features here. So, yep, that is going to be pretty cool. But before we get into anything else, why don't we just like pick a contract and see what we can do with that. Now, we are currently here in Prague, here in the Duchy of Bohemia in Eastern Germany. And so we're going to look for some contracts that are nearby. Now, we could do things like raise a building. The Count of Legnica requires competent hands and craftspeople to supervise a construction contract. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like anything that we would do. Wrestle animals. This is kind of, yeah, like stealing livestock. We're not common criminals. You know, we might do criminal acts, but we're not, you know, you know, muggers or cattle wrestlers or things like that. Those are kind of beneath us. Flog talismans. Have you an eye for the true value of Catholic rarities? This also doesn't really seem like something that we would do, but we've got a couple interesting options here. Hired muscle and hunt criminals. Now, the hunt criminals, be on the lookout for renegades and reprobates haunting the back roads. If your sword arm is strong and your eye true, Count Hugo promises generous rewards in exchange for the head of a particular thug. So that's pretty cool. This is, we could do a duel, a martial skill challenge, or by throwing your men at arms at them and taking losses. Or we could do the hired muscle here. The Count of Vogtland urgently seeks discreet swords for hire for a short posting. Handsome reward offered for swift, clean work. I'm actually most tempted by this one. If we can do the hunt criminals afterwards, I think we will. But I think we're going to head over here and try to do the hired muscle. So we're going to get 58 coins out of this, 250 provisions, and we will add Count Albrecht II to our roll of patrons. If we get an exceptional success, he's going to give us even more provisions, and we'll get a weak hook on him. So I think we're going to do this. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, let's just head on out. So we're going to travel over to this contract here, and we're going to go kind of slow because I want to take a look at the events and some things as we go along the way. Travel. What the duck? The day on the road has been fairly calm and nondescript so far. We are somewhere outside of Zatek, and I close my eyes as my mount brings me forward, one solid step at a time. As the wind plays a magnificent melody through the treetops, another noise is carried by the breeze, not far from our entourage. Is that quacking? I isolate the sound to be coming from shrubbery on my right side. This is silly. Yeah, oh, what do we got here? Ick, pesky fowl. Away. I mean, we don't really need to redo the stress. We gain duck quack for... No, whatever. That's kind of a boring event. Let's just mosey on through that. So obviously with the update, one of the most important things about about playing as a landless adventurer is the people in your company. And we're going to take a look at those characters just before we get to our event here so that you can see some of these important characters that are going to be playing a role. Now, you've already seen our son, Andrew, and you have already seen our second in command, Rodolph here. But we have a few others as well. Now, one of the more important ones here is going to be Amazai the Foreigner. Now, this is our personal physician and a friend of ours. Now, Amazai hails from the city of Tunis here in North Africa. He was born into an affluential family, and he was sent over to learn in the great city of Alexandria. Now, while he was there, his kind of eccentric and arrogant nature ended up putting him at odds with some of the people and the scholars that he was going there to study from. He learned a lot while he was there. You can see novice physician, herbalist, scholar. This is a very well-learned guy. He's not particularly strong of body, but his kind of arrogant nature ended up putting him on the wrong side of some important people, and he was essentially denounced and sent into exile. And so he has ended up, here in Central Europe and has found his way into the Black Company. I imagine that he ended up, healing Luther from probably a pretty deadly injury, and that is how he has earned his place as our physician and as our friend. And so we wouldn't be alive if not for Amazai here. So yeah, we owe our life to the guy, and he is going to be an important character for sure. Another character you can see, we do have a lover, and our lover is Alexandra, nicknamed Skirts, probably for a variety of reasons you can imagine. She is the only woman in the company right now, but she is a young woman who was, we'll say she was a courtesan for some of the higher ups in the Byzantine Empire, and she was servicing a Roman lord when, she was caught doing unsavory acts. And as you can see here, she is known as a deviant. And so whatever she was doing, and however the plots that she got involved in ended up going, she was, a fornicator, a deviant. And during all this, she ended up murdering one of the guards who caught her in this act. And so she was forced to flee here, and ended up falling in with Luther. Now, obviously, a young woman in that position, she's going to need some protection. But also, she probably sees in Luther somebody who can help her rise back into a position of power and wealth and importance, because Luther is the type of man that people want to follow. He is the type of man who gets things done. And so, you can see here, she's a seductress. So she definitely put the moves on Luther and ended up worming her way into his bed. And now she is our lover, and will probably be very helpful in lots of different schemes that we might have to put into play depending on what kind of people we're interacting with. She certainly knows how nobles work and how things like that work, and so she'll be a very valuable asset to us. And so you know what, she's gonna get things done, and she's hopefully going to earn back everything that she had lost when she got caught for those unseemly acts. So those are like our relation characters here, but that is not everybody in our company. We have a few other characters as well. Number one here, you will already have seen him because he is our caravan master, and that is Laurencio the Castilian. Now, obviously, he is a Castilian. You know, he's coming here from northern Iberia. Now, this is a young man who was born in a brothel. You can see he's a bastard here. But at a young age, he was taken in by a merchant, a well-traveled merchant, who taught him everything he knew about trade and about money. And Laurencio became a man who really had a desire to gain wealth and to gain, a place of power as well. And so you can see greedy, cynical, ambitious here. He's a fortune builder, a logistician. He's a journaler, a good looking man, a town dweller. He knows his way around cities. And so we've got him as our caravan master, and he is certainly going to do a good job of that. Next up, we have, here's an interesting character as well. Otto the Snake. Where did he get his name from? Well, it's because he is a scaly character. And now Otto was also born, among the dregs of society. He didn't have any prospects because of this skin condition, this disfigurement. And so, when he was like 10 or 11, he was already like running with like street gangs and things like that. He ended up in joining the Black Company like at a pretty young age, I think maybe like 14 or 15. So he would have seen the end of the Black Company when we lost most of our troops in that battle. He was one of the survivors here. And he's a pretty interesting character. Cynical, fickle, callous. He's gallows bait. Like I said, he had a pretty troubled youth there. He's not a very skilled fighter or anything like that. He's just quick. He's got a quick mind. He's really good at the kind of the dirty deeds that need to be done sometimes. And so that's kind of why we keep him around. However, because of his like skin condition and because he's only 16 years old, he's the youngest person in the company. He is the company stooge. The stooge is the involuntary focus of the camp's irritation and cruel humor. Their maltreatment is a great source of morale and the origin of many risible fireside yarns. Yeah, that's unfortunate for Otto, but that's what you get when you're just like a 16-year-old amongst, a bunch of mercenaries and you've got, a skin condition like this. I'm sure he's going to grow up to resent that. And I'm sure he's going to grow up to be like a pretty, diabolical character here. But we'll see how things play out with Otto the Snake. Next up, we've got, you've seen these characters, Rodolph Rednose, Andrew, our son, the White Raven. Then we've got Robert Yellowhair Muller. Now, Robert was a character who had everything going for him. He was born to a German noble family. He was handsome. He was strong. He was, intelligent. He learned how to fight. But unfortunately, his impatience and his anger and his, inability to control his kind of emotions ended up causing him to murder a bishop in cold blood. So you can see he's excommunicated, murderer, and gallows bait. Yeah, this is a character who had everything going for him and lost it all. And so he has ended up as a part of the Black Company. He survived the massacre. He's one of our bodyguards as well. As you can see, he's actually probably the second most capable fighter in the Black Company, next to Luther himself. So he's pretty skilled. I think he's got a sword here. Yeah, Miller's blade. Some of our other characters, Rodolph has some armor here as well. And so, but yeah, Robert is, one of our strong fighters and he'll hopefully continue to serve us well into the future here. We've already seen Amazai. Then we've got Geoffrey Silvertongue de Beaumont-Maine. Now, obviously, this guy's a Frenchman with kind of a ridiculous coat of arms here. House of the Red Lobster, the House of de Beaumont-Maine. Now, Geoffrey is an interesting character because he was born to a French noble family. He was the fourth son, though, so wasn't going to inherit anything. He just kind of lived that playboy life. As you can see here, he's good looking, he's smart. He never had to like work a day in his life. But when his many of his family members, his brothers, died of the plague, he made a play for his family land, and he tried to take that opportunity. He mustered up some support using that silver tongue of his and tried to make a play to take that land that he never thought that he would inherit. However, it didn't go well, and he ended up getting ousted from that position. Obviously, you can see he's denounced, he's depressed, and yeah, he ended up with the Black Company because he had nowhere else to go after he tried and failed to make a play on his family land. So that's Geoffrey right there for you. Last but not least, we've got Magni, the son of Loki. Now, Magni's an interesting character because he's Finnish and he follows the Norse god. So he comes from way up here, from some like super isolated tribe that still follows the Norse gods. You can see that nobody follows the Norse gods anymore. I mean, it's Catholic in southern Scandinavia. They've got some like tribal gods up here in the northern part of Finland, but his family followed the Norse gods. And, he is not, I wouldn't call him a madman, but maybe other people would call him a madman because he actually ended up murdering his brothers and mother for some unknown reason. There's like a mysticism to him. So he has like this crazy feeling. He might literally believe that he is actually the son of Loki, sadistic, zealous, deceitful. This is not a good guy. He's one-eyed. Did he lose that eye or did he cut it out to try to be more like Odin? Who knows what's going on with Magni, the son of Loki? But either way, he has ended up as part of the Black Company here, and we'll see how well he serves. So those are the survivors and the new members of the Black Company, and we'll hopefully be getting more as we go along. But that is who we have right now. So let us go and do our first contract and see how some of these Black Company members will help us in this quest here. My needs are simple, explains Albrecht. There are certain thorns in the rose of Reichenbach that I would have you remove, and I would have you remove these prickly characters. I can't be seen to remove them directly, so you're going to deal with them for me. I draw a thumb across my neck quizzically. No, clarifies my employer. No serious bloodshed. Just keep them silent without killing them till they understand what it is to disrespect the Count. Seems simple enough, we say. So we want to enforce for Count Albrecht. Let's just get on with our task. So we have 3 options here, and this is getting into this whole new way that intrigue works. And this is why showing off those characters are going to be important, because each one of these options gives us different agent slots that we can use. So you can see here, this one will give us like 2 muscle agents, 1 bodyguard, a footpad, and a lookout. This one over here, has like a different kind of one. And each one of those will be suited towards different characters here. So remember, we're here to earn. Let's see. This option adds agents. Okay, yeah. So we're really depending on what kind of agents we want to have here. So I'm probably going to want to have a little bit of muscle and a little bit of, this one, I think we're going to go for this balanced one here. So we're going to want to fill out those agent slots. So let's see who's going to be our muscle. Well, obviously Rodolph here is going to be some muscle. We're going to get Robert as some muscle as well. For a bodyguard here, you know what? We'll probably bring in Andrew here. So we're going to have Andrew kind of like stick close at hand for us. For our footpad, I'm probably gonna put I was gonna put auto, but I think auto will make a better no. You know what? We will put auto as our footpad. And then I think our lookout is going to be Laurencio here. So he'll keep an eye on things. So this is these are all our agents, and what they're gonna do is they are gonna get us some advantages, which is going to, I believe, increase our success chance. If I know how that works right. I think that's how it's all gonna work. And so as the scheme progresses here, it's gonna progress to these next phases, and then we're gonna start to get these advantages, which we can spend to execute the scheme here. Yeah, so we can do like seize the moment, execute with confidence, all these kinds of things here. So let's let the scheme progress here and see what happens when we get to the first phase there. So yeah, look, we've already increased to 14%, and we've got one advantage. So we're gonna need to spend some days here kind of like knocking some heads, you know, researching into this. Oh, what happened here in Angria? Are they in a war? They are in a war here. Ooh, they're attacking Kaiser Friedrich Barbarossa in the War of Tyranny. Ooh, that could mean some money for us. Crime of Passion. Rounding a little cluster of tents as I leave my pavilion, I come across a gaggle of followers having dinner around a small hearth. Curiously, both Robert and Rodolphe are among them, neither of whom particularly enjoy one another's company. Before I have time to ponder such a strange quirk of seating, Rodolphe mutters something inaudible, only for the whisper to send Robert into a blind rage. With a flash, a weapon is drawn and blood about to be spilled. Oh, intervene here. Okay, why not settle this with a proper duel? Oh no, we don't want him to duel to the death. Arrest Robert, goes to the stocks, or let this play out. No, I don't want these guys dueling to the death. I want to keep them both around. So yeah, we're gonna try this we're gonna try to put a halt to this. Some blows are thrown regardless, so both of them kind of like, you know, tussle each other up a bit, but they don't kill each other, which is the important thing here. So they're both wounded here, but they'll recover. I do like the idea that Robert and Rodolphe are not on the same side, and like, you know, it's a mercenary company. Not all of the, like, as you can clearly see, our guys are miscreants. They are not a bunch of good guys, and so yeah, they're obviously not going to just be like it's not a happy, cheery group that everybody gets along well, right? Like that's just not how any of this works here. So we're going to let this scheme pass a little bit here in order to increase our success chance here. I'd like to get potentially the 5 advantages, but we might not necessarily need that. We're already at 42% here. So, you know what? I'll probably let it continue a little bit here, and let's see where it goes. We're going to speed time up so that we can get through these phases a little bit quicker here. So we're working for this Count Albrecht of Vogtland, for a little bit of time here, in order to get this job done for him. 70% chance. All right, execute scheme. Seize the moment. We can spend 5 scheme advantages here. 70% chance. I think we could wait 1 more month here. I think that's fine. Just to ensure success. 70% chance is pretty good, but I'm not too worried about spending 1 more day. Robert Yellowhair and Otto the Snake are bonding over common ground. They grew closer to forming friendship. These events are very cool. I'm going to try to pay a little bit more attention to these events going on down here at the bottom, because they are going to give us a lot of context for these characters. So 84%, we can execute the scheme. Seize the moment. Yeah, let's try it here. Scheme successful. Wonderful job, Luther. The garden of Reichenbach is beautifully, blissfully silent, and I can rest a little easier at night. He tosses me a pouch of silver. Please stay with us the next time you're passing through the area. I'm sure we can find suitable lodgings. not to mention suitable employment for such an enterprising old mercenary. We have a long path ahead of us here, so oh nice. We did excel at the contract. So we got a weak hook on him, and we also got 500 provision, so that is pretty nice there. All right, we are going to, looks like we're on our way to return to Prague, but I'm wondering if we can stop here. No, we can't take this contract. We gotta make it back to Prague to kind of solidify ourselves for a little bit. The high altitude and brisk air of Wolkenstein has a very refreshing quality as we traverse the local hill fort. The soldiers in the valley below appear to be practicing some rare type of training technique I haven't seen before. I move in closer, failing to restrain my curiosity. While doing so, I am approached by the local captain, Hartwig. Would you like to join in, my lord? Ooh, always up for a challenge. We lose some money, but we will gain another trait, which is kind of nice. Andrew, join the man. Oh, we could get Andrew a trait. That would be good. You know what? 50 coins. That's a huge chunk of our money. But I would like to get Andrew some training because he is potentially going to inherit the company after this. And he is going to need to, learn to be a good warrior. So, we're going to do it. So he has gained rough terrain expert here. So nice. Our son, we might not like him that much. I mean, we get along reasonably well, I guess. But yeah, we're not a father figure to him, but we do, he is our son. And so we're going to train him to, hopefully inherit from us here. Oh God, there is a disease going on in Prague. We're going to want to get out of here ASAP. Let's head over and hunt criminals here. We might become a criminal at some point ourselves. But for now, I am fine hunting them down. So take contract. Oh, we got to wait another. There we go. Now I think that we are here. Good. So be on the lookout for renegades and reprobates haunting the back roads. If your sword arm is strong and your eye true, yeah. 55 coins. That's not too bad. This is kind of another good deed, but you know what? We're hunting people down. We're killing people. This is still... this is still us just doing the down and dirty work, This band of Count Hugo wrinkles his nose distastefully. Malcontents have been harassing my private estates. They burn, kill, and steal with near impunity, slipping away before my retainers can clap them in the irons they so richly deserve. I nod. The gang must be slippery to warrant such a private bounty. Their leader is one Svatava the Depraved. Bring me her head before she can slip away for good, and you'll have your payment. Oh, a woman bandit here. Svatava the Depraved here. Interesting. Sadistic, shy. How'd she end up leading this group? A small group travels faster. No, we're going to move as one here. We begin traveling to Wolkenstein, then Frankfurt, then Osnabrück. Okay. Let's see. Duel, prowess challenge, martial challenge. Yeah, let's do it. We move as one here. All right, let's head out. And at least we're getting out of Prague. Measles, my poor son. The grave news reaches me. Oh God. Let's see. The physician wants to know how my son should be treated. His health is poor, but he'll probably be okay. Be cautious. Let's do that. Failed treatment. Oh, he gains aggravated wound. He'll probably be okay. Luckily we got out of there before the measles struck more. Oh my gosh, and now we got the measles as well. Everybody's getting the measles. This is not good. No more than what is necessary. Okay, we're feeling a little bit better here. How many in our company got measles there? Oh man, basically everybody. Oh man, we might lose some people already here. We meet Svatava the Depraved in the ragged hills of Wolkenstein. The Black Company spread out towards and around her little band of ne'er-do-wells, all of us tensed and ready for bloodshed. Would that we hadn't met under such inauspicious circumstances, Luther, for I have no quarrel with you, opines Svatava. Alas, I fear you intend to follow your duty to its bitter end. Both hosts wait with bated breath, unsure of what I'll say next, and hoping against hope that it might be something other than a command to kill. Guards cut her down. Okay. Signal an ambush to move in from behind. Let the troops overwhelm her. You know, I could use a woman like you. Ooh, well, that would, now I don't think, wow. Apparently, from what I've heard, it's very difficult to get women into your company here. Count Hugo loses opinion of us, bungled the contract. We gain gallows bait. Oh man, you get an army of 100 men though. Huh? Do we? Oh man, I'm actually. Oh, I'm kind of tempted by this. Like I said, you know, we are trying to rebuild the Black Company. Do we want to rebuild the Black Company with some bandits? I mean, it's only 50 coins. I'm actually tempted by this. Let's see. It's, you know what? There's a 62% chance it works, 37% chance she flees, and then we'll still get 2 more tries after this. If she flees, we're definitely going to kill her. But if she accepts, then you know what? We've got some money. Oh, said Svatava has no truck with, yeah, she fled. Okay, well, that's, you know what? That's on her. And now we're going to use that opportunity to kill her. She got her 1 chance, and now we're going to do what we can here to take her down. God, I hope we all recover from the measles. Everybody's, you know, their health is poor, but we're all relatively young, relatively tough. We've got a good, you know, we've got a good medic here. Can he do anything to help? Let's see, divine charity, control plagues. I mean, maybe we should have had him on that, honestly, but we'll just have him performing his regular duties for now. Yeah, hopefully he can get us healthy here. All right, we should have some more opportunities here. Ins and outs. As we trudge down the road, a building hoves into view. The battered sign outside reads, "The Red Queen Inn." No luck here tonight. We've barely got room for our current lodgers, let alone anyone new. Inside, the innkeeper shakes his head dismissively, and especially not you ragtag types. Ragtag? I'm afraid I absolutely require lodging. The hint is taken with a discount on top, so we lose a little bit of money, but we gain comfortable trappings. Oh, we gotta do this. Surely we can come to an arrangement. He won't budge. Okay, we 64% chance. Oh, we might end up having to kill him. I think we still do it. Your threatening becomes overt. We gain gallows bait, we gain some bandit experience, but did we get that? No, I don't think we even got that. Dang, I was really hoping we would get that. So we tried to get the innkeeper to accept, but we ended up having to like beat him up in order to take the lodgings there. So didn't work out exactly as we had hoped. We catch up with Svatava on the outskirts of Frankfurt. The Black Company spreads out around her. Back so soon, Luther? After last time, I thought you'd learned your lesson, but it seems we have to teach you the hard way. Okay, we are going to try to signal an ambush to move from behind. No, you know what? We are going to try to cut her down here. Her warband is devastated, so there we go. We gain 1 victory point. We do need to get another success here because she did manage to escape. Okay, our son has recovered from the measles there. What about anybody else in our company? Amazai is recovered. Magni's recovered. Joffrey still has it. Robert still has it. Rodolph still has it. Otto and Alexandra all still have it, but we're slowly recovering, so that's pretty good. So we just got to take Svatava down here in Osnabrück. Okay, and we are back to it as well. Nice. And we didn't gain the trait blind, which is pretty good. Our son didn't gain the trait blind either, thankfully. There we go. All right, so this is our last chance, I think, to take down Svatava here. Damn ye and blast your infernal persistence, Luther. Will you not cease hounding us? Take some other work elsewhere, for you'll have no silver out of our blood. A terrible stillness overcomes our assembled forces. No one quite willing to break the silence for fear of what might come after. Have at thee. Oh, we will engage in a duel to the death. Okay, I think that we have to duel her. I think we're going to try to take her down ourselves. Let's do it. For a brief few moments, Svetava and I pace in lazy half circles, each waiting for an opening. Attack first, attack hard. There we go. Yeah, let's do it. I'm the fastest blade in the Holy Roman Empire. I don't know about that, but we're probably one of the strongest ones here. In battle, I'm an artist. Every strike is a brushstroke. Every fallen foe or gout of blood, a splash of paint. I brandish my sword. My form is excellent. Her stance is only passable. An opening, try my steel fiend. There we go. We find victory with unerring accuracy. I hurl myself sword first at a blind spot in my opponent's guard. Svetava rushes to parry, but isn't even close to stopping me. I sail straight past her feeble block, sword point plunging into the woman's chest. Hard cracks and wet pops mark bones and breaking bones, and organs puncturing for what feels like an eternity till my weapon, the Raven sword, punches clean through to the other side. It's almost impossible to tell at which point in the blow Svetava died. There we go, and we gain some Blade Master experience as well. I toss Svetava the depraved, severed head to Count Hugo's agent, the red-purple meat landing wetly beside him. You killed her in single combat? My, how fierce, remarks the Count's servant, gingerly handing over our pay at the same time. The words are of little consequence, but the delicious weight of the fat purse and its cargo of silver help make our little hunt thoroughly worthwhile. A job well done. There we go. So we gained our money, we gained the success, and we're now back up here in Osnabrück, where we can continue to look for some new contracts, and we have a few different ones around. Passage of arms, hunt more criminals. What do we got here? Escort emissary. Yeah, maybe. Hunt more criminals, wrestle animals, or another passage of arms. You know what? We might do some like hunting criminals over here. Oh, this is we might do one down here. I'd like to start making my way down south, but there's a lot of disease. Ooh, man, these are some rough diseases that are spreading down over here. Yeah, the plagues are getting pretty bad. So maybe we're going to try to stick around central Germany, but let me know down in the comments below where you guys think we should go. I'd love to kind of strike out maybe towards Italy or towards the remains of the Roman Empire over here in order to, try to find some more lucrative contracts. But we're definitely going to need to increase our, the size of our company here. We're going to want to get some men at arms. Now, we could afford some armored footmen, and I think that we might potentially do this here. I don't think they cost us anything. So, I think it just costs us provisions. So we're going to do that, and we are going to start building the Black Company back up once more into the true powerhouse that it is meant to be. Luther the Raven will lead the Black Company to glory in the next episode, Wanderers. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series. If you want to watch more in this series, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because your subscriptions and your, all the views that we get keeps me going and keeps me interested in making these series. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to get a character in this series yourself, if you want to be a member of the Black Company, then join as a YouTube member and you can become one yourself. But until the next episode, Wanderers, thank you for watching.